Hello, hello, hello. I hope that y'all are well. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Hi. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Hey, hey. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. I don't even think I have an iPad. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes. So I was supposed to be doing a live solely on hi South Carolina, hi Georgia. I was supposed to be doing a live specifically on self-validation, but I'm actually gonna be going into all of this and I'm going to be taking more questions and things today. So, if you know somebody who is in business, go ahead and send them this live. Thank you very much. Go ahead and send them this live so we can get our questions answered. Hi. So we can get our questions answered around money, value, validation, and business so y'all can start making more money. Because you're going to need more money. You're gonna need more money. You're not gonna be able to avoid that. So if you were thinking that you are, just kind of cancel that a bit. I'm gonna have to get up and get this fan because y'all know I gotta have me a fan, and it's too far, and I turned it off. Let me know in the comments again where you're watching from, and get y'all questions ready. Like I said, around money, value, and self-validation. For those who do not know who I am, my name is L. Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect. And what I do is that I support my amazing clients who are women leaders, by the way. I support them in harnessing their feminine energy to support them in mastering their emotional intelligence in business. This puts them in position to have unparalleled creativity, unmatched productivity, as well as expanding their financial growth in business. Hey, Detroit. So, I absolutely love the work that I do. My clients have gone from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to multi 6 figures. I myself have built a 6 figure brand and business up from the ground up without hustling, and I support my clients in doing the same. I have a couple of different services that support my clients in being able to do this work. The quickest way to get a result from working with me would be to, if you're having issues in the area of making money, then I would say click the link in my bio to learn how to become a money magnet in your business by learning how to solve your money problems. So you would click the link that says become a money magnet, and you would get that how to solve your money problem for $12. And what that's going to do is that's going to help you build and create a better relationship with money, and it's also going to help you get on the wealth frequency that is actually for you. I think sometimes when we think about money, you hear certain numbers and you hear certain things. Hey, my love, you hear certain things that make you think, oh, I need to be doing this, or this is the amount of money. Like people are saying, oh, I need to make 6 figures. Well, why do you need to make 6 figures? What does that actually look like for you? Where in 6 figures do you actually need to make for you to be able to be comfortable? What does that really look like for you? Hi, love. So you have to really ask yourself these questions so that you make sure that you get in the right wealth frequency that's for you, because I think some people, like I said, really get caught up in the numbers. Oh, I want to be a billionaire. Well, why? What is your plan for being a billionaire? And I think the thing is, like, if you want to be a millionaire, you want to have $100,000 business. Like, what is your plan for this? So that you actually know how to sustain what it is that you're actually asking for. I think a lot of women are starting businesses, but there are a lot of women who are not graduating from, being, having a business to becoming an entrepreneur to elevating to this position of a CEO, because those are literally three different positions. And what supports you in graduating from those positions is you understanding the difference between money, the difference between value, the difference between validation, and also understanding that there's a connection between those three, but not succumbing to the idea that you have to exhaust yourself to be able to make a whole lot of money, or you have to do things that go against your ethics to be able to do a whole lot of money or make a whole lot of money. That's not the case, okay? So for those who are joining, my name is L. Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect, and I support my clients who are women leaders, by the way. I support them in harnessing their feminine energy, mastering emotional intelligence in business, and this supports them in up-leveling their productivity, supporting them with unmatched creativity, which puts them in position to experience great financial growth in their business. I've supported my clients in going from 0 to almost 15K in 30 days, from like I said, from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to multi 6 figures, as well as building my own business from the ground up to 6 figures. So today I'm specifically going to be taking a lot of questions and answering questions, and we're just kind of going to talk a little bit about money, value and validation, and what that actually looks like. So I want you guys to kind of drop your questions, especially if you're a business owner. I need you, hey love, I need you to drop your questions. I'm sure about to get this fan because I can already tell I'm already getting hot. Drop your questions, anything that you have around my areas of expertise, or if you are struggling with calming your nervous system, because a lot of women struggle to calm their nervous system. A lot of women are really gifted and good at making money, but they're not really good at taking care of themselves. So I need you to know how to manage yourself so that you can actually manage the bag that you claim that you want so bad. So what questions do you guys have around possibly making more money in your business, or understanding what value actually looks like in business, or trying to escape social validation in business and adapting or adopting the mindset of self-validation, because that's very, very important in business. That's how you stay out of the comparison trap. That's how you stay out of the, being jealous of what someone else has and all that. That's you understanding your line, your role, your positioning in this great marketplace. So drop you guys questions. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about money so people can get some understanding around money, because I think a lot of people look at money as something that you have to have, and it's not really something that you have to have. It's more so something that you need to be able to create for yourself. We look at money from the perspective like, oh, I don't have it because it's not physically in your hand, or I don't have it because I won't have it until next week, or whatever the case may be, when in reality you understand that you actually are money. Then you begin to understand that you actually can create value for yourself. Okay. One of the things that I used to say all of the time when I first kind of was on TikTok a lot was that, your time, energy, attention, and you are money. So it's basically letting you know of your intrinsic value. So if you understand that you have the intrinsic value of these things, all of these things will manifest better outside of yourself. Your relationship with money, what you do with your life, the quality of your life, is dependent upon what you do with your time, your energy, and your attention. So all of these things really matter, especially if you're wanting to sustain in your business. Because it's one thing to be able to start a business, but not being able to keep it going, it's kind of a waste of time. And I know everyone is a lot of people are out here supplementing and doing all these things. And I'm telling y'all, you don't want to keep using up all of your time and your energy and your attention by working. You need to find a way to be able to use intellectual property to be able to make money, because that's the easiest way for you to buy your way out of this matrix. If you're going to get out of this matrix, which is, the matrix is nothing but a system and a simulation that's set up to make you think things are one way when they really are another. So in order for you to come out of that, it requires you to first hack your own sim. And what I mean by hacking your own sim, this means that you're going to hack your subconscious mind around your identity, your subconscious thoughts around who you are and your self-concept, hacking your thoughts around your real authentic levels of mastery. A lot of y'all don't even understand that y'all are calling yourselves jacks of all trades because you don't know what you're a master of. That's why you're a master of none. Because you haven't mastered yourself. You haven't taken the time to really investigate to see what is really within you that is extremely valuable enough that you should be protecting it and then producing from it. Second, a lot of women can't produce because they're not protecting self, and that's very, very important. It's very hard for you to produce something great or create something, a product or a service, and try to sell it from a broken heart. But because a lot of women don't guard their heart the way they're supposed to, they find themselves in these toxic situations that actually create creative blocks within their body. So not only can they not create literally or create a service or a product or something to be able to sell with ease, they also can't create figuratively because they're struggling in the area of their womb. There is a connection between having imbalance in the womb and a lack of creativity. And a lot of women really don't realize that. Your womb is literally your wealth creation center, not because of just for you to be able to have babies, but ideas are birthed from the four phases of your menstrual cycle. Because there's a phase in your cycle when there are two phases in the cycle when your mind is a little bit sharper throughout the entire month. And if you don't really understand those points about yourself, you won't know when the best time it is for you to be able to create. So you'll miss those marks and you'll miss opportunities to be able to make money. So women saying, I don't have money, when a woman says to me, I don't have money or I need to make more money, that's a clear indicator of a woman who does not understand her value. When a woman tells me she don't know what she's gonna get, this is a woman who doesn't understand her value. She is yet to recognize her skill sets. And that right now in 2024 is probably one of the most detrimental things that you can do, is to not be aware of your gifts and not be aware of your skill sets. Because if you're not aware of these things and you don't know how to maximize them, how to amplify them to be able to capitalize in this type of society, what happens is that you get capitalized on. So that's what's happening. If you're not producing, then you're consuming. Okay? If you're not capitalizing, you're being capitalized on. Okay? So as much as people want to sit around and complain about capitalism or complain about how things are so high or complain about how this is this and this is that, you are either going to have to learn how to I don't see any other way but for you to learn how to capitalize. I don't see any other way but for you to learn how to produce if you want to thrive. The reason why the economy, like everyone says, oh, the economy is this and there's no money and there's no this. Do I need to run off how much money has been sent to other countries from the United States? Do I need to run off the dollar amounts that have been sent from this country and y'all let people tell y'all that there actually is no money when people are making money? Are y'all really like just buying it? I'm literally like, my friend that's operating business, it's not even the middle technically of August and she's already clocked I think like 8K. What's today, the 12th? She's clocked like 8K in like less than 11 days. So what are we talking about here when we're saying that we don't have any money? It's not that you don't have any money. You're not producing value. And you don't produce value when you don't see yourself as valuable. And when if you don't see yourself as valuable, it's because you haven't validated yourself. And that is what's happening with a lot of women. A lot of women are waiting for external validation or approval from a man, from their mothers, from people who really don't even like matter when it comes down to them living their life and the quality of their life. But you're seeking them and seeking their approval, and that's blocking you from getting money because you want to prove yourself, because you won't see your own self as valuable. And I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what else to really tell you with that. You have a choice to make. Women need to wake the hell up. I'm so serious. If y'all don't stop worrying about men and figuring out how you're going to lay a foundation for yourself right now. Men got their own things that they are concerned with. A lot of them. A lot of them are trying to figure out a way to thrive. And you are trying to get them to lead your household when you yourself are a wreckage. You yourself are a wreckage. Let me tell you something. If you out here asking and wondering how you're going to get more money, you don't need to be worried about a man. You don't. If you have medical problems where you have to consistently take medication every single month, and this is something that you could be working on with a lifestyle change and a lifestyle shift, you don't need to be worried about a man when you take in medication, because please understand, most medications that you take eventually impact your liver and your kidneys. So you trying to do life with a man, and you need to be stop doing life with these meds by starting to do what's necessary to take care of yourself so you don't have to be on these things. If you don't know how to solve your money problem, you don't need to be worried about a man. If there are things that you know within yourself that you need to be working on, you don't need to be worried about a man. If, in fact, if you got a money problem, because there's nothing wrong with you having a money problem. See, this is the thing, and we have gotten so ridiculous with hiding the fact that we don't have everything together. If you got a problem making money or keeping money flowing and all of these things, you got a root issue you need to deal with. I have a $12 kit that will help you come out of that ASAP. You need to go get that now. So if you're really talking about you want to be married and all this stuff next year and do all this, when it says in scripture that a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, he findeth favor in the Lord, he findeth a good thing, he findeth favor in the Lord. Okay, when it's speaking about that, just because a man finds you doesn't automatically make you a good thing. Okay? So if you feel like just because you're a woman and somebody found you, that automatically qualifies you and makes you a good thing, that's not the way this works. That's not the way this works. When it says favor from the Lord, it's speaking to a woman that understands. Thank you, Mother, for these gifts. This is speaking to a woman who understands that she is favored. That means that woman knows that she's an amplifier. If you can't manage the money you have, you will not amplify a man's kingdom. And therefore, you're going to be outside. Because you can't manage what it is that you're claiming that you even want. So what needs to happen is this. While you talking about a man, go over there and go get that $12 kit that's showing you how to solve your money problem. Go ahead over there and figure out what is your relationship with money so you can heal that. Go ahead over there and put yourself in the right frequency to be able to receive financially. And then once you built that foundation for yourself, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and socially, and you feel safe in those areas, then invite somebody into that experience with you. Otherwise, you are shaky ground. You are shaky ground. And you are worried about the wrong thing. You are worried about what a man is doing, and y'all having conversations with each other about how you trying to do this and you trying to do this and you don't have this and you don't have that. You don't need to bring another person into that experience. You are literally looking for a savior, baby. You need to grow the hell up. See, and I'm telling you, let me tell y'all something. A lot of people are coming on this app and they're teaching you things about old femininity and how your journey should be as a woman and how a man should be coming in trying to save you and save this and save that. Y'all are not even vetting people properly to even see if these people have the capacity to carry all that you are bringing, because you're not being honest about what you're bringing. You're not being honest about the things that you are bringing forth. And so, therefore, you are expecting someone, thank you, my love, for these kids, to come in here and just start picking up what's going on with you. And that's not okay. That's not okay. How the hell you want to be in a relationship with somebody and you ain't got no money, you don't know your value, and then you want to be, and I'm just tell you the truth, you want to be a burden by making them responsible for picking you up when you won't pick your own self up. You want them to encourage you. You want them to take care of you. You want them to provide you with a lifestyle that you can't even provide yourself. Let me tell you something. You should be able to afford your own lifestyle, and you should not be out here asking for things that you can't keep up, because that is absolutely ridiculous. For you to be asking for a bag that you know that you can't afford with your own dollar, you can't even keep the habit up. See, that's what I'm saying. It's not really making sense, baby. Thank you, my love, to whoever just made this purchase. It's like somebody, two people just bought the How to Solve Your Money problem. There's no shame in saying you got an issue with like trying to make more money. What I want you to do is make money intellectually. I don't want you to be out here working hard and hustling. They have tricked you in society. They tricked me too. They tricked me too. I was 90 pounds heavier, suffering with polycystic ovarian syndrome issues when nobody was talking about it. They was diagnosing me with it in 2004 when I was 20 years old, telling me I had to do all of these things, eating up all of my money until I had my spiritual awakening with the Most High, and the Most High told me what I needed to do. And then I lost the 90 pounds, and the majority of those symptoms of polycystic ovarian, with the exception of one, is gone. And I'm working on that last one. People said my cycle wouldn't come back. They said all these different things. All of these things are lies. They're untruths. I saw a TikTok today with an older doctor that said there are 8 billion people in the world, and the only person who can heal you is you. I felt that on a spiritual level. He said, as a doctor, I can't heal you. Whoever the doctor is that you go to can't heal you. You are responsible for your own healing. And that ain't just you doing your inner work and shadow work. It's about what you put in your body and how your body runs off this chemical energy. You are wondering why you have brain fog and why you can't. I'm not creative. Of course you're not creative when you are always eating hot chips and junk. You're not eating anything that's low to the ground. You're not eating anything that's of any real substance. So the brain is not getting what it needs. Therefore, it gets what? Cloudy. And when the brain gets foggy, you can only imagine what's happening with the organs as well. So of course you can't create. Of course you don't have any innovative ideas. Your body is literally in a space of stagnation. And the two things, what do I always tell y'all? I always say a feminine woman should be able to do three things. She should be able to release, receive, and reject. Do you know why I tell you that? Because these are natural things that the body should naturally be doing. If you are not releasing enough, then you're going to invite illness within the body. If the body is not doing the proper releasing, if you ain't going to the bathroom and releasing the way you need to, you are being stopped up. And see, this is happening to you literally and figuratively. See, first it starts figuratively, really spiritually. Then it clouds your mind mentally, which causes problems emotionally. And when that energy, that emotion, energy in motion, okay, starts to circulate throughout your body, that is what puts you in position to be ill. When the body can't release, when the body rejects something, it is telling you that something, this right here, does not belong, okay? And the body receives. So what you receive, what you release, and what you reject is very, 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 very important. Trauma absolutely is stagnant. Let me help you out to get a little bit clarity of more understanding on that. The reason why women need to become grounded. Let me say this. Women need to understand who they are, first and foremost. And they need to understand their godlike nature. They need to understand that they were created with the character of God. They need to be clear that they have their own lane of dominion. See, that when you have that in your mind, that will stop you from being jealous, because you will understand, number one, your own identity. That will stop you from trying to be an imposter, because you understand the character in which you were created. And this will stop you from trying to mimic somebody else's pathway, because you understand that you have your own. When you understand these things, you walk different, you maneuver different, you move different, you treat yourself different. And most people treat you exactly the way that you treat yourself when you understand that standard about yourself. When you don't understand that standard about yourself and you are rooted in anxiety, which is basically you robbing yourself of the present because you're focused on the future that you cannot control and that you do not have an answer for, what ends up happening is that the body picks up that energy in motion. It starts in your brain, and then it trickles down into the body. And once it trickles down into the body, once you put your body in a state of stress to where it's so much stress, you begin to have issues like high blood pressure. Okay, so this is how it starts. So then it starts with the high blood pressure, and then the next thing you know, you're going to the doctor and they're telling you your blood pressure has been so out of control that your kidneys are being blown. When you stress for a long period of time, you have chronic stress and impacts your blood pressure, which means that your adrenals, which are the two balls that sit on top of your kidneys, are blown, and you position yourself to have to be in dialysis. And let's not even think about the way everything is right now and how everything costs. You better not be caught slipping, not having no money, and you can't get dialysis. You can't pay for dialysis. You better hope when they turn off all these things you've been doing, what you've been needing to do to be able to get what you need. Because if you can't get what you need, if your kidneys become so backed up with these toxins because it can't flush, because the adrenals are blown, that can make you go deaf, because there's a connection between your kidneys and your ears. And so what I try to explain to women is this: when it comes down to stress, you can allow yourself to stress out about men, money, and BS that really does not even really truly matter if you want to. And you can keep being hard-headed and not listening if you want to. In a minute, you won't be able to hear. So just imagine not listening to your body screaming for years, and eventually it gets to the point where you can't even hear anymore, because that is actually something that can happen. Anything that you get from me will come from scripture, science, and psychology, and you can go find the science on that. And if you want the spiritual information behind that, of why this even started and how you put yourself under this curse, is because you failed to surrender to the spiritual principle that literally tells you that you should be anxious for nothing. In all things, you should be praying. It literally tells you and asks you, worrying, is it going to add another hour of life onto your current life? See, sometimes, and I say this all the time, sometimes I really think the Most High is a comedian, or sometimes real sarcastic. Because the truth is, the more you stress, you actually lose an hour off of your life. Yeah, that's what happens. So when I tell you that negative energy and motion that's stored there for a long period of time makes you sick, it destroys your organs, it does everything, baby, it does a lot. Says has a medical transport, and so many dialysis patients have lost their sight just for a little more. Oh yeah, because you know why they losing their sight? No, well, here's the thing too. A lot of people don't realize this about this. In order for a healthy menstrual cycle to come through, your heart, your kidneys, your liver, your spleen, all of those things have to be in balance. So if you're not having a menstrual cycle every month, coming from a woman who had irregular cycles for 20 years, coming from a woman who reversed her entire cycle, and the cycle's been coming back consistently for almost 7.5 years now, almost 8, something is out of balance when we're not having a cycle. When we're thinking about going blind, the eyes and the liver have a clear connection. This is why doctors or nurses will tell you, you eat carrots, because you cut a carrot, it looks like the eye, because it supplies something with the eyes and to the liver. Okay. So what the liver does is the liver actually provides nourishing blood so the eyes can see. So if it gets to the point where someone actually gets blind due to diabetes or dialysis, this is a strong indicator that there are heavy liver issues that's happening, and there's a strong possibility or early indicators of possible liver disease. And if you go and you look up the numbers of different things, you can see the connection between diabetes, liver disease, diabetes, and kidney disease. And then they will turn around and tell you that diabetes is a lifestyle illness. You know why diabetes type 2 is a lifestyle illness? It's because if you don't know how to manage your energy and motion, because let's talk about it. If you don't know how to manage your emotions, you will stuff sweets down your throat because it gives you that dopamine rush. And it's not so much that you're eating sweets, is that you're eating these processed sweets, because you can eat fruit, because you didn't get diabetes from fruit, baby. Y'all better find somebody else to play with. Where you got it from was these chemicals and these dyes and these processed sugars that's going through your body that created these patches and different things in your belly that cause you to get more weight gain around the stomach, which begin to cause more issues around your organs. See, it's the lifestyle. It's you not being able to cope with life. It's you making a decision. I have to grab something. I'm sorry. It's you making a decision to cope with life by eating your emotions. And when you eat your emotions so much to a point to where you throw the body completely out of balance, now they're saying that you have diabetes. But they're not talking about initially the root issue of it is your inability to manage your energy and motion. Your inability to manage your emotions is why you got to the space to where you stuff sugar down your throat looking for a high, because that's the only thing that you know how to control. And because you cannot really control self, and that you can control what you intake, you throw off your chemical energy. And once you throw off your chemical energy in the body cannot run properly. It's almost like putting water into a gas tank. And we all know what happens if you do that, or putting sugar into a gas tank. The car eventually is going to stop because it needs good fuel to run off. Every single day that you wake up, your body does a couple of different things. We wake up every single day, every living organism gets up looking for food, because we need the food to either be stored or we need the food to use as energy. But if you are constantly eating processed food, which is why if you watch those documentaries where people eat processed foods or McDonald's or different things like that for like 30 days, and then they end up having all these health issues, the reason why they're having these health issues in that short period of time of that 30 days is because the body has not been able to do what it needs to do. Yes, you are getting up and getting food, but this is actually in the body not being recognized as food. And because the body can't recognize this as food, it stores it, but you're not getting the nutrition you need. So if you're not getting the nutrition you need, that means that every single day when you get cancer, because guess what? We breathing it, we eating it, we drinking it. Your body does not have the strength to fight off what is actually in your body, which makes it stick to your body, which makes it add to your body on top of that. And next thing you know, you got tumors, fibroids, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Don't get me started. Talk about not being able to execute and do your work because you're sick, all because you can't manage your energy and emotion. See, people try to play energetics. People try to play like feelings and emotions and all those things don't matter. But those are very, very key when it comes down to you wanting to really make real money in your business. The health of your business is dependent upon the well-being of its CEO. So how well are you? How well are you if you continue to eat processed foods and do it? How well are you? Let me see. I'm going to these comments, y'all. I've been sick for so long. I'm 34. Oh. I have a cycle syncing program that probably can help you, where you learn how to sync with your cycle and eat the things that you need to eat according to your cycle so you can rebalance your body, put your body back in balance. That's exactly what I did to be able to restore my cycle, and it did not take me long. My vision has suffered due to the trauma. Yeah. Anger can make you go blind too. A lot of people don't realize that. I've self-soothed with sugar since I was a child too. My mother used to go to the store and she was very sweet. So every time she came back home, she brought us candy, and that started my candy addiction. So I totally understand. Hi, loves. For those who are joining, my name is El Antoinette. We're talking actually about money, value, and validation. And we started talking a little bit into how emotions impact you. And a lot of times, you really want to be in control of your energy and emotion. And I say that because if you don't, your habits that come from that, if they're not healthy, they can be very destructive. You can be very destructive to yourself. And it positions you to not see your own self as valuable. Therefore, you can't validate yourself. And if you don't have the confidence to validate yourself, then you'll look for external validation from other people, and which can put you in a position to actually cripple you from completing what it is that you need to complete. Okay? So when I hear women say things like, oh, I don't have money and things like that, like I had a lot of questions. There's no, like, if you're, right now, if you're having, like I said, if you're having issues grasping or attaining more income, Get that $12 kit to learn how to solve your money problem. Because the only person that can solve your problem is you. Not even more money can solve your problem, because more money is not going to solve your problem if you already don't have a good relationship with money. No man is going to solve your problem if you already have a piss poor relationship with yourself, or a poor concept of how you see yourself. If you don't know how to manage your energy and emotion, how you think you're going to manage the energy and motion of a relationship where it's two people? How you going to do the work on a group project when you won't do your own homework? It's not really making a lot of sense. And you know, I tell people, like, you don't, that's why I have this live title, like money, value, and validation, because I need you to see that these are very different things. Okay, you click the link, it's called Become a Money Magnet. When you click the link in my bio, you'll see Become a Money Magnet, and you click that, and then you'll go straight to how to solve your money problem. And in the how you solve your money problem kit, you just basically are getting the video that where I'm breaking this whole thing down. You're also going to get the the PDF shift the PDF sheet that's going to support you in healing your relationship with money. Because if you are not being able to keep a flow of money, because like I told y'all, and I don't know if I said that on this slide, but there's 3 levels of money. There's the ability to get money, there's managing money, and then there is the flow of money. Anyone can get money. A scammer can get money. A robber can get money. If you work a 9 to 5, you can get money. If somebody give you $20, you can get some money. That's the lowest level of money. So when people say I get money, that doesn't mean anything. But the second aspect is, you know, managing money. Okay, so maybe you've gotten some money, and so now you've gotten some understanding on how to you know, properly manage your income or manage your money. But a lot of people get stuck in that frequency because they become hoarders of money. And this happens to a lot of people who grew up in poverty. So let's say you grew up and you didn't have, or you grew up in a situation where it was like you had, then you didn't have. There probably is going to be some hoarding and some holding going on. I'm holding on to this, or I'm only keeping I'm not going below this amount in my account. And it just always seems like you never seem to get above that, or something ends up happening as soon as you get that. And that's because the mindset is, the expectation is that you're going to have an issue. You're going to have a rainy day, or you're going to have something. And I'm not telling you by any means to say don't save. Yes, you should be able to have a reserve of things, but not with the mind frame of, oh my God, I gotta hold this. Because if you're hoarding it and you hold it, that means there's no room for you to receive. And if there's no room for you to receive, then how are you going to release? And releasing is how you receive. So, and if you don't know how to release, then you can't receive. Then I know doggone well you're not rejecting things that come your way, because you're holding tight to this because you really don't believe you're going to get anything else. So even if it was bad for you, you still would be holding it tight. So you don't understand the principle. That's why I say, again, a feminine woman should be able to receive, release, and reject. How you move up from the managing money stage to the money of flow stage is you are investing your money. Okay, this means that you are investing in things that are going to make you more money. So like how to solve your money problem is going to literally help you solve your money problem. When you order that from me, that's what you get. And when you get the create, manifest the life you want, that journal that teaches you how to break generational curses and really write it down, make it plain, and make it work. When you get that, you click in about, you get that actually starts the process. That's for women who actually want to shift their entire experience and manifest a new version of themselves. If you're saying, if you get the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, that means that you're ready to start your business in a way that, with using a feminine blueprint, that's going to support you and not burning out. Because guess what? You're choosing not to do what society said, which is work yourself into the ground to get 6 figures. Y'all, I made my first 6 figures like... When I hit 6 figures, I was traveling around the world. I'm still traveling, but I was traveling around the world as a digital nomad. Like, I wasn't sitting hustling, being by the phone, like sending 50 million emails. And that's what I teach my clients. You don't have to be doing that. You just need the structure. You need to have a strong, and this is how you do it without hustling. You build a very strong, masculine, structured frame for your business. A lot of my business is on automations, which means, guess what? I had to learn how to solve my money problems And everything in that course, I'm teaching you that I had to learn how to solve my money problem so that I could sit back and rest like a feminine woman. And I'm going to tell you the truth, because y'all are waiting on men to come into your space and lay a foundation for you to be feminine, when your femininity has nothing to do with a man. It's all about you having masculinity is about order, and it's about structure. If you don't have any structure, baby, you need to go and get the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, because that is going to set you up with the structure that you need. But when you don't have that structure, you can't rest in your femininity. When we worrying about money and we worrying about how stuff gonna get paid, we can't sit back and be cute. Baby, we rolling up the hands, doing this and doing that. Congratulations. I've seen like 4 people purchase how to solve your money problem. If you're looking for that, click the link in the bio where it says become a money magnet. You can't do any of these things when you're stressed out about money. So guess what I knew? I knew I wanted to be cute, because first and foremost, let's talk about it. If you've seen me, I've done a lot of working on myself just in general. I was 90 pounds heavier. I've shown pictures. Y'all can go on TikTok and see how different I used to look and all these things. If you're in the masterclasses, you've seen it as well. But I knew when I was coming into this business that I didn't want to look crazy. I didn't want to look like I was woe out. I wanted to be cute. Baby, listen, I had got divorced. Listen, I was ready to start dating, baby. I wanted to be cute. I didn't want to be looking raggedy and be trying to figure out working 7 days a week. So I've said to myself, you are too smart. You are too intelligent. You are going to figure out how you're going to structure this thing out to where you are not having to do all this work, because it just don't make sense. Because you ain't going to be able to be cute and looking crazy. It just ain't going to work. So what you gonna do? So I solved my money problem by figuring out what was the skill set that I had that I could price, that I was in heavy demand, that I could put at a high price point that people would pay me. And once people started paying me that, then I started paying into high level systems that would automate my courses and automate my things. Like the very thing that y'all are buying, the $12 how to solve your money problem. Baby, I paid $99 for that system a month. A month. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about how there's one system. That's one. That's why when people talk about me, they want to do business, baby, don't talk to me, because I pay like a high level car note for the systems that I have in place. But I wouldn't change that for the world, because it allows me to still be able to be in my feminine essence, knowing my clients are getting their products and services on time, knowing that I ain't got to wake up out my bed and send somebody something because they bought something at night, knowing that I can get off a plane from Jamaica, literally happened, and okay, I got a payment that came through of like $2,000 because a client did this and they already got their contracts and all that stuff sent to them. These things are very important. Listen, as time goes on, you need to be hands off when it comes down to this phone. Because there's going to be so much stuff they're going to be sending to the phone, saying that's going on, that's going to throw your nervous system out of whack. And you need to be able to still do business and not be online. And if you learn how to solve your money problem, when you get the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, baby, you hardly ever got to be online. You hardly ever got to be online. For real. Because what happens is that you realize that you're creating from an authentic place. You're not forcing anything. So when you create, you can create fully. You know when you're the sharpest during the certain phase of your cycle. So you know to batch your content around that time. So baby, when your cycle comes, you chilling. People think you online posting. You're not even online posting, because you have all these systems that you paid into so that you can relax. Because y'all not really catching it. When in scripture, when women went on their cycle back in the day, baby, congratulations, it was 2 more people that just purchased the How to Solve Your Money Problem. When women were on their cycle back in the day, baby, do you know what they were doing? Resting, releasing and receiving. Releasing everything spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically that does not belong, and allowing themselves to receive the digital downloads that are going to happen for them on this month and where they need to set their intentions. See, this is what's happening. This was what was happening. And it was by themselves. They was in a whole nother part by themselves, resting, not being bothered, this and this and that. That's my kind of carrying on. For real. Being able to rest in my femininity with or without a man is my kind of carrying on. And you should be able to do that as a woman, because it's not a man's responsibility. It's not your job's responsibility. It's not nobody's responsibility to solve your money problem, your value problem, or your validation problem but you. And once you get that how to solve your money problem and you start really understanding yourself, and if you grab that manifest the life you desire, baby, you're going to solve your life problem too. Because you're going to uproot those generational curses. Because in that manifest the life you desire course, that mini journal, that's going to help. That's going to force you to look at your generation to see who taught you these horrible money patterns, who taught you to talk to yourself that kind of way. And then you got some choices to make, because there's some hard questions in there. It's some hard questions in there, and it's some realities in there. And what you learn when you get that is what you write down is law. So if you write down that you're going to do X, Y, Z when it comes down to yourself, and you don't honor that, then don't expect somebody to come into your reality and honor your laws. If one of your laws is, oh, you must commit to me, baby, you don't commit to yourself, don't expect no man to commit to you. Law is law. Law is law. And just because you don't honor it does not mean that it's not active. It's very active, beloved. You just not honoring it. When you honor your own law, other people honor your law. When you respect yourself, other people respect you. It's real simple. So learn how to do your own work, and then you'll be able to work with someone else. Okay? Now, if you are a business owner, and this is solely for business owners, okay? Sign up for the Balance and Prosper Masterclass that is free, okay? That's happening on the 22nd, where I'll be teaching you about mastering your cycle and what that actually looks like, and decoding the cycle, and so that you can understand why it's so important for you to be in alignment with your cycle and your natural rhythm as a woman. You think you're moody. She says, before my cycle, I'm a mess. I can't even function. That's because you're in the phase right before your cycle. You're in the phase of luteal. Okay. And because you're in that phase, there are some things that are happening. And because you don't know what's happening, that's why you feel like things are a mess. And probably a couple of weeks before that, or maybe a week and a half before that, you be Gucci, because you're in those other two phases. So if you want more information on that breakdown on what your phases are and what that looks like, and let's say you're not necessarily ready for my high level program, which is a 6-week program called Harmony in 6, where I actually support you in these things. If you're not prepared for that, my next step to be able to tell you would be to get the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite. And also make sure that you attend the masterclass for Balance and Prosper. So that would be my strong recommendation. Balance and Prosper is going to introduce you to some things. But the Feminine Flourishing Suite and the Harmony in 6 program is going to reset things for you. And once you hit that reset, it's a wrap. So exactly what you're saying, like, it was a lot of women that came to me beforehand, and they were saying how they struggled a lot with their cycles beforehand. They struggled with bloating and different things like that, and different levels of anxiety and all of that. And they don't have to deal with those things anymore. They don't have those symptoms. I've had women to write me to talk about how I help them with their autism attention span issues, as well as their ADHD attention span issues. I'm telling you, things are about your energy and motion, and about your chemical energy. And I support women in being able to find the balance so that they can really get the bag. Because you can't chase the bag. You chasing the bag because you're not balanced. Because a woman in her right mind wouldn't chase anything. You're chasing a bag, you're chasing a man, you're chasing an idea, you're chasing marriage, you're chasing all of these things because you don't really understand your own value. To know that all you got to do is get in alignment to be able to receive these things. But that's going to require you to release some things. And see, people don't want to release things. You don't want to release your processed food in order to receive proper food, which is going to support you, but yet you want to be healthy. You don't want to release these piss poor thoughts about yourself, but yet you want a man to tell you that you're beautiful and reassure you every 5 seconds. You want to elevate and grow your business and do more, but you fail to leave your circle or elevate from your circle and do your work and invest properly. You rather keep investing in things that don't matter. See, a lot of women love to look the part. It's not about looking the part. It's about being the part. And that's what a lot of women miss. And you miss that when you are seeking external validation because you don't know your value, which is why you can't create any money. Okay? Do we get to keep it, the kit forever? Does it expire? No, it does not expire. You get to keep the kit forever. I wouldn't say I have mood swings. I am more sensitive. Yeah, you are going to be more sensitive during that time frame, but it is the reason why you are more sensitive during that time frame. When you understand the why behind things, it makes it easier for you to prepare. Okay, I feel like I should be always. I feel like I should always have zero. It's not that you should always. You shouldn't. You're gonna feel something, but you shouldn't feel boggled down. Like if I'm being, I don't want to say all that, but if I'm being transparent, I'm in the that now. I'm not tired. And I'm like, I went live and I delivered massively yesterday. And yesterday was day 2. Today is day 3 for me. And I still am delivering massively. Why? Because I am releasing during this time, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, literally, physically. Even financially, things that don't belong. And socially, I've been releasing things that don't belong. So I'm in a position of being able to receive right now because my vessel is emptying out. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not stressed. I'm not putting myself in a position to overwork. I am in a state of mental rest. So it's very easy for my body to do what it needs to do, for my brain to still be sharp, for me not to be keeling over in the bed, in so much pain because I'm cramping. Like, I don't even really cramp like that anymore on my cycle. And if I do, I know exactly where I went wrong. See, when you're having, and it's a lot of women realize, when you have heavy cramps going on in your cycle, that means, and this is in Chinese medicine with this, but that means that it's basically too cold, meaning that the reason why it's cramping is because it's stuck in that area. That means it's not enough warmth in the body. And a lot of women don't realize that if you, during the luteal phase, your emotions were all over the place, or you were being cold, or you were being this, that energy and motion actually trickles to the next phase of your cycle. And it literally will cause you issues and blocks within your body. So you really, it's really crazy how a lot of this stuff works, but you really have to pay attention to where your energy and your attention goes, because those toxic relationships and those arguments that you're having and all those things, some of those are the reasons why you're clotting. I'm just saying. Okay, go feminine summer, go ahead and get the feminine flourish and mastery suite, and then you get those 2 sessions with me, and I will walk you through the entire process, and you get it with client affirming afterpay. How do we start believing we're valuable if it's never been a belief? You have to decide. This for me, and this is just my take on this. This goes into what your spiritual beliefs are. So I always explain to women, I think that it's so important to be rooted spiritually, because if you are rooted spiritually, that makes you secure. And out of your beliefs comes security or insecurity. If you grew up in a household where you were told that you were ugly, and that's just been your reality, and that's all that you have been told all of your life, then that is your belief. And anyone telling you anything else other than that makes you insecure. This is why you struggle to receive compliments. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. This is why you struggle when people tell you that you look good and that you're pretty, and you throw a compliment back at them, or you make a criticism about your own self to kind of take the attention off yourself because it feels extremely uncomfortable. Why? Because the belief is that you're ugly. That's the belief that you have come into full agreement with. So when someone calls you beautiful, you don't believe them. You think they're trying to get over on you. Why? Because of the belief that you have. So in order to shift that, you have to reprogram your mind. Now, I do have something, and I haven't sold this in a while, But I do have the Divine Alignment Bundle that teaches you how to reprogram your entire mind, which is very important throughout this process. Your brain has, have you ever heard of neuroplasty? And that means that you're basically able to rewire your brain with different experiences, that can kind of like upgrade the programming from childhood. So it's kind of like when you have your Apple phone and your iPhone and your phone is saying, "Oh, we need to update." The whole thing about the update is them literally pushing a new program into the phone so it can run off that new program. So you need to upload a new program. So in order for you to upload a new program, you have to choose the program that actually aligns with your design. For me, that looks like scripture. So I choose to believe what the creator says about me. Society can't say anything about me that I'm going to really just take as, oh my God, it's truth, because they don't know me well enough. So I choose to judge myself based on the way that the creator sees me. So that helps me not get offended by humans' opinions or caught up in their criticism, especially when it come down to how I look. Child, please, you can't tell me nothing. But it's not even on no cocky stuff. It's just on some, I know who I am and I'm very sure of that. And it took me a very long time to get to this space, and I ain't let nobody snatch me off my seat. What I look like. So it's a uprooting of beliefs. And so if you struggle in that and you're not ready to do the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, maybe you can schedule a one-on-one with me. The one-on-ones with me are $397. You can get that with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. And in that one-on-one session, we can do a shift where you'll take a quiz first to see whether or not we need to work on frequency shifting, energy management, or depersonalization, because it's one of those three things that's keeping you in a space of not feeling valued. And so we can get down to the bottom of that in that session, and you can click the link in the bio to be able to get access to that. I'm so glad. That's so good. Wait, what I'm doing? Okay, this thing made a noise, child. I don't even know what's going on. All right. What does the creator say that I am? The creator says that I'm beautifully and wonderfully made. So when a person comes to me and says that they think that I'm ugly, I think that they are absolutely insane. One, because, and the reason why I say that is, number one, because for you to call me that lets me know that you don't know who you are. Um, it is my belief that we are all the Most High's creations. I don't believe that we are all the Most High's children. I'm not one of them. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. But I believe that all of the Most High's creations are beautifully and wonderfully made. And it's up to them to recognize that they're beautifully and wonderfully made. So when I came into that revelation that I'm beautifully and wonderfully made, I also came into the revelation that other creations of the Most High were beautifully and wonderfully made. So for me to call someone ugly would be a lie. Right? They may act ugly, or they may do this, and I know people say, well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder and who does what. I'm not the creator, so judging your appearance is very ridiculous to me, and it's always been a very cheap shot because people can't control the way that they look. And in reality, in the eye of the true beholder, we are all beautifully and wonderfully made. So I'm not easily deterred when people try to attack me physically, or, with their words or certain things like that. I just think that, I don't want to say I think you're dumb, but I just, like, you can't be for real. You just can't be for real. Pick somebody else. And that probably could have worked when I had low self-esteem, but it's totally not going to work now. It's all about understanding and knowing your identity. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to invite anybody, so please ignore the invitation. I was trying to scroll. But that's just one thing that the creator says about us, is that we're beautifully and wonderfully made. So I choose to believe that. I also choose to believe that the Most High supplies all of my needs according to his riches and glory, which is why I'm never worried about no money. Which is why I wake up to money, which is why I go to bed somebody buying something. Excuse me. I'm never worried about it, because I believe the Most High is going to supply for me according to his riches and glory. So I'm not about to get caught up in, how are people going to pay if I create this new product? Are people going to buy this from me? Are they going to do this? Thank you very much. I don't worry about that. I worry about being obedient. My questions are, Most High, is this the right product that I need to be putting out? Most High, what is the price point that I need to put on this right here? Most High, what messaging do I need to speak on when it comes down to my ideal client? What do you actually want to hear from them? I work with the one that created me. I try not to work against, because I've done working against and it just didn't work for me. I make more money now than I did with all of my degrees, and I'm degreed up. And I went to I even got some doctoral work. I quit my program because I was in my ego trying to get my doctorate, but my PhD at the time. But yeah, I make more money now being obedient to the Most High, creating products and services that serve other women and getting massive results. Women, and the thing about it is, women say, what exactly, a lot of people accuse, what is it that you really just kind of do? I help women really harness their energy. I help them really master emotional intelligence so that they literally can make more money, either attract the relationships that they want, live the type of life that they desire. Women write me all the time. I've been listening to your lives. I lost 50 pounds. I've been listening to your lives and since been talking to you and doing this, and it's just from your free stuff, I've created this is what's happened for me, this is what's happening for me. So the thing about it is, if you get all of this from my free content, imagine what you get when you actually invest in working with me, or actually take one of my courses, or take my kits and stuff like that. My reviews and my testimonials are real. If you do your work, it works. Yes, you can go from 5 figures to 6 figures. Yes, you can go from 6 to multi-6 if that's what you want to do. But you have to be an energetic match for that. And I help you become an energetic match to receive. But first, you're going to have to release some stuff. You're going to have to set boundaries and reject some stuff. Because if not, you're not going to receive what you want. So I help you overcome all of those and remove all of those blocks. Because they aren't real. They're not real. Let me see. I'm getting these questions. How do we know the career path to take? I actually have, in the Feminine Flourishing Suite, I have a class called the Intelligence to Income Masterclass, where I break down the entire process of how you can figure out what you need to be working on and what tends to happen for you. The first thing that I would do is I would definitely ask my creator to guide my footsteps on the journey. That's the first thing that I would do. The second thing that I would recommend is that I would list all of the things, and I talk about this a little bit in that course. I would list all of the jobs that I had previously, and by those jobs, I would write down the skill sets that I mastered while I was there. I would think about the top 5 people that call you all the time for advice or insight. What are they always calling you for? Because clearly you have a solution. I would get on Google and I would see which one of these solutions are in high demand from 2025 and beyond. And then what I would do was I would do my research to see which one it is, and I would get out there and I would get the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, and I would promote my business hard. In order to create passive income, you're going to have to get active first. So I would do that active first, and then I would sit back and I would collect my checks. That's what I would do. What do you suggest? I asked, if needing discernment about the people in my life. If you need discernment on the people in your life, then I would recommend the course that's not listed. It's called How to Align with Your Authentic Feminine Design, using 4 simple steps. What that is going to do for you, Cheryl, is that it is going to sharpen your discernment, because you're going to go through, number 1, a complete soul realignment. You're going to understand that you're a first-class experience, and you're going to be able to see this spiritually, because I'm going to have some things in there to be able to show you. I have things in there to be able to show you what that looks like. And once you realize that, and you begin to remember that everybody can't ride first class, because a lot of them can't afford it. Okay, because you're that expensive. And not only because you're that expensive, I'm not talking about financially, but I'm also talking about some people don't know how to act, so they don't belong in first class. And so what happens during that soul realignment period is that, because that's the first section, you begin to get very clear on what your soul yearns for, what your soul wants, so you stop sabotaging. The second thing that happens is that you go through this mental fortitude section. In the mental fortitude section, I teach you about self-forgiveness and how to actually do it. I actually support you in actual building mental fortitude as well, which is a level of mental strength. And we do this via a commitment letter. So there is something in there called a mental commitment letter that you have to print off and that you have to sign. And what you have to understand about writing things down and signing things is that you need to understand the power of your signature. Oh, I'm giving y'all way more than I thought I was going to give y'all. When you really think about how things operate, especially if you live in a country of the United States, your signature is power. When you sign something, you basically seal it. So when you are making a decision to make this mental commitment, you are sealing that this is going to be the law for you. Therefore, you are responsible for maintaining the law. That's your HR policy. So when folks start acting up, because let's get into it. When you start acting up, when folks start acting up, we taking them to HR. We going back to that paper, okay? We're going back to at the end of the day, HR is always there to protect the company. You are the company. Let's get into it. I'm going to do a reel about this too. I'm not a reel. I'm going to do a TikTok about this. Take them to HR. Go back to that form. Read that form and see if they're in you or you are in violation of that form. And if they are, then we either need to put a PIP in place, which is like a performance plan, or we need to terminate. Okay? So everything gonna come back to HR. That mental commitment form, that's HR. Okay? So then once you get through the mental fortitude, then you'll go through this section called the emotional management, energy management kit, which will support you in not only setting boundaries, but the reason why women can't stick to boundaries is because women struggle to understand the why they need the boundaries and the protection and what that really is about. And so what that section does is that supports you in understanding your why, baby. Okay, because you need to know your why. All right. Congratulations. Somebody else just made some more purchases. I'm seeing them come through. And when you understand your why, okay, then you begin to uphold and stick to your boundaries. Once you do that, then you go into the last section, which is practical self-care. And then you get a bonus. In that bonus section of that course, you actually get a video that teaches you like your top 5 people that you need in your tribe, in your community. It's a how to build and sustain healthy relationships class that's included in that as well. Because as you are going out on this journey of aligning with your feminine design, you need community. And you need the right community in your space. And so what that does is that supports you in doing that, okay? That course right now is $333. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. They do have a link for it. So you actually would click the link in my bio to get access. Scroll all the way down to where it says need healing or mindset courses and stuff. It's something like this, like need healing around your femininity, wounds, or things like that. You're going to click that. And then you're going to scroll down and you'll see how to align with your authentic feminine design using 4 simple steps. You want to go in, purchase that, okay? And everything will come directly to you. And then you also get access to me because I will be checking in with you weekly to see how things are going. So if you have questions, you will have access to me for 6 weeks. And I always tell women, because to have an hour, a full-fledged hour with me right now, outside of the emotional mastery session, which I specialize, is literally like $9.97. So the $3.97 that you get is really a deal, and that's really that's why for people who take the quiz in my bio, it's for immediate action. But when you have the how to align with your authentic feminine design, you get access to me consistently. So if you have questions, I'm responding directly to you because you're in a university type of portal. So when you take that course, you're in a university type of portal. We're communicating. Women have described that course as, what is it? School for life. School for life for the feminine woman is what I've heard women tell me. So I don't advertise it a whole lot, but it is up there. You can click the link in the bio, like I said, where it says need healing around your feminine wounds. You'll be able to find that course and it'll break all that down for you. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Hi. And congratulations. Somebody just got somebody just got command your cash flow. Command your cash flow is too if you don't know how to calm your nervous system down. If you don't know how to regulate your nervous system, if you need help regulating your nervous system, if you need help recognizing the signs of an unregulated nervous system, then you need to get that course. That course is $250. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. That is a very powerful masterclass, and it's going to keep you calm during economic crisis. Because let me tell you something. As much as y'all be like, well, I'm just gonna call my therapist and be on the line. All shade and all tea though. What y'all gonna do when they turn the lights out and the phones don't work and you can't call your therapist? Do you have tools and strategies in your internal arsenal to where you know how to calm your nervous system down? Do you know how to go and be within, or are you going to absolutely lose your mind? Like we're in this space right now of survival of the fittest, but in a way of like who is going to be thriving. And y'all, I done told y'all, I've been telling y'all since last year that this great divide was happening amongst women, the women who are going to be in a state of mastery and manifesting things fast, and it's happening right now. And then also the women who are going to be in a state of mediocrity, still asking, do men buy flowers? And what people talking about right now? What they doing right now? Exactly that. They doing all of this right now. All of this and nothingness. Child, please and no. Please and no. Okay? How can you learn to trust yourself versus always seeking reassurance for the decisions that you need to make? Well, the first things first is you have to determine that self is a safe place. The reason why we don't trust other people is because we really don't trust self, and we don't trust self is because we don't feel safe in body with self. And I just made a post about this not too long ago. A lot of women struggle with this when it comes down to love. A lot of women look for love and money and reassurance and all of these things outside of self, when the reality is it got to be in you. It ain't on you. You see what I'm saying? It got to be in you. It's not about it being on you. Because here's the thing. Everything on this earth has an expiration date. Everything. So if you're constantly looking for something to be on you, what if you don't have access to it anymore? Then what? So you have to make self a safe space and a safe place first in order for you to be able to trust yourself again. So how do I make self a safe place? Okay. Number one, becoming secure spiritually so that you can capture your thoughts mentally, so that you can manage your emotional responses, so that you won't have physical psychosomatic illnesses that show up within the body. So these things don't impact your relationship with money. So these things don't impact your relationship with men or your relationships just in general when it comes down to community. Okay? So it's very important that you become secure in those areas. The way that you can become secure emotionally even more, you take it up a notch, is to be in sync with your menstrual cycle. And if you need support with that, y'all already know what I told y'all, Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, and this upcoming masterclass if you're a business owner. So you want to get in sync with your cycle to be able to regulate your emotions and your mood, okay, and what's happening on the inside of your body. So when your body becomes a safe place, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and you create a safe space physically for yourself by getting in alignment with your menstrual cycle, you will be able to make better decisions, more strategic decisions, decisions from a logical place, decisions from wisdom, because you understand and you are operating from the science of yourself, not just from the aesthetic or the art of it, meaning looking the part. Does that make sense? So to start the process and to really tap into that, my recommendation, like I said, would be for you to grab the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite. If you're not ready for the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, then I would recommend that you schedule a one-on-one with me. I'll have you take an assessment, and then we will absolutely find a solution to your problem. Because I have not had one person that's got on a one-on-one with me that has not found a solution to their problem. Now, it might have ended up in some tears because women be getting on the calls with me and they be crying, and that's okay because I'm a safe space. And I'm a safe place for myself. So I have space for you to be safe here as well. So if you're not prepared for the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, my recommendation would be a one-on-one with me so we can assess exactly where you are and get you on the pathway that you actually want to be on, which is being able to trust yourself and being able to trust and choose the proper people and environments and different things that are going to expand your growth. Okay? All right. Any other questions before I go? Because I'm about to go. Any other questions? And congratulations to those. I see people still purchasing the How to Solve Your Money Problem. You're welcome. And I'm seeing people come in and grab the Manifest the Life You Desire course. So y'all not playing. Congratulations. Y'all are solving your money problem and creating new lives. And y'all gonna collapse time. Those products are going to support you in collapsing time. And when I say collapse time, that's going to shorten time. Any woman who's ever done a one-on-one with me, we do this visualization activity where we collapse time. And it's very powerful. And a lot of times the women end up in tears because they're very shocked. But you can literally, the who you are of next year can literally happen in the next 6 months if you would do your work to collapse time. Who you want, a dream deferred that you want to happen in 2 years can literally happen in 8 months if you collapse time. Okay? So, if you are ready to collapse time and do your work, make sure you click the link in the bio to be able to get access to any of these courses. If you need to solve your money problem, click Become a Money Magnet in my bio and grab that $12 kit that's going to support you in solving your money problem. If you need to do the work to heal your inner child, because the truth is that you lack discipline, you lack focus, and you find yourself all over the place because nothing seems to get done, we need to do some inner child work. Your inner child and your inner teen are holding you back from the success that you want. And if you don't get that under control, your life results are going to reveal things to you that I don't think you're going to be very pleased with. If you're in a place where you know that you're ready to strategically have order, discipline, and consistency, then get femininity math. Because femininity math is going to teach you how to get more, but do less. By understanding the formula of consistency, understanding the formula of discipline, understanding the formula of order. And femininity math is a 3-part series that you literally get, and it's for $97. You can get that with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. And lastly, on that list, you can get the Command Your Cash Flow, where it's teaching you how to calm your nervous system to be able to call forth wealth and unleash wealth. Okay. So, and I have some other things that are up there. Sign up for that masterclass the free masterclass that's happening if you are a business owner, and I'm specified up there what type of business owners I'm looking for in that masterclass. What else was I going to say? But yeah, everything else, there are resources for you to be able to read, check out, look and see. If you're interested in my higher level program, make sure that you click the link of Harmony in 6 to read more about that higher level program and the changes that we are making in amazing women's lives. Okay, so I'm not saying any other questions. I hope that you guys have an amazing Tuesday. Thank y'all so much for your time. Tonight, I'm meeting with my Harmony in 6 community. I'm so excited. We're talking specifically about psychocentric leadership, where I'm teaching them how they can align their leadership and their business schedules literally with their cycles and what this is going to extremely look like for them so that they can be making more money. So while y'all talking about ain't no money in y'all room, it's money in ours. So get in the room, okay? All right. Y'all have an amazing evening. Oh, is it evening? It's 1. Afternoon. Y'all know what I'm saying. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace, y'all.